A bit shorter video this time. Anyways, I thought I'd mention this. I've seen a bunch of these Atari-like joysticks on Amazon, and this is one of the ones I've got. I've actually got two of these. This is the second one I've got. The first one worked okay, except it had one of the, actually the left direction was stuck when I initially got it, but I was able to get that working soon after. But anyways, I just had a quick look, open it up, but they do work, but they're going to need some work usually, because the second one that I got, as you can see, this rubber boot is actually deformed. You can see it looks to be very similar to the Atari joystick, made in China, of course, which a lot of stuff is. There's no actual Atari markings, and the rubber feet that Atari had are missing off of this because, well, frankly, most people don't play with them sitting on the table, but they'll actually hold them in their hands like I always do. But anyways, yeah, this is very much like the Atari joystick, aside from the obvious manufacturing defects. The other thing, you can see that it doesn't have the orange markings around this joystick or any of the normal Atari marking. The fire button's a bit different color, darker shade of red, rather than the somewhat orange. But as you can see, actually it looks very much like the Atari joystick, other than cosmetically, and it not being such very good quality control. But anyways, what you can see is these actually little domes. There's actually two connections for these domes, and that old button in the, or little button in the middle talks or connects to the center pin. One connection goes to the ring around the outside, and the other goes to the center, just like the original Atari joysticks, the CX40s. But anyways, yeah, like the other problem I had with this was this plastic ring had popped out. But you can see this tab on here, and there's another one which you can just barely see. Another tab, you might just barely see it right in there. And this one had actually come all the way out, and I had to jam it in and actually take the rubber boot off, and there's another little ring in there that I had to move for the inside of the stick, which is this here. And you can that's like the original Atari ones, you can always tell they're this part of the stick was actually a white nylon material, and for a number of years, even through the late 80s, they actually sold replacements for that and this button and most of the springs. And this one also doesn't have the spring for the fire button that the originals had, but otherwise it feels much like an original Atari joystick. And I can't remember how much I paid for this. I'll try to put it in the description. But yeah, and as you can see, getting it back together is a bit of a nuisance. And I'll be back in a minute. Okay, back. Yeah, right in the middle of recording, I had a delivery from UPS, which is in this box, which I'll be showing sometime later. Yeah, I'm not going to show my address, but yeah, that's from J&Co, which is some more parts for these, which is my RAM expansion for my 800XL, which I'm also doing a video on, which will be out sometime later. Anyways, yeah, about this joysticks is they can be made to work, but, and this is the big but, no jokes about that, is You're going to have to put some work into them, a bit of work into them, hopefully not too much, but you're also going to have to probably tolerate something like that, which is a big ugly spot. Anyways, I've not put a lot of use into these. Another one that I've had for a few months is okay so far, but so far I haven't put nearly as much use into them as I did for my original 2600, which I got many years ago, Christmas of '82. And anyways, those things, as you might have guessed, me being a kid, barely into my teens, and well, I put a lot of use into those, and I replaced the center stick on those a number of times, which I haven't seen available for these, even though there's a number of these. But yeah, I don't remember the price, but they were cheaper than the Hyperkin Trooper joysticks. But the Hyperkin Trooper was a lot better because it's got a joystick on the other side, or a second. What am I saying? Another joystick, but another fire button over here, and it's got two sections down here that are angled downwards, so it's easier on the hands when you're holding it like this. In long sessions, these can dig into your palms, as I remember from a kid, childhood. So anyways, your best bet is, if you're looking for a joystick, even if, well, whether it's Amazon or some other place, have a look around at what's available before you decide on something. And anyways, if you want to double check that while you're looking at this one, you can comment below or get in touch, and I'll confirm or deny or whatever. Anyways, that's it for now, and see you soon.